All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm gonna be going over 5 different strategies to make money in real estate. And these are actually strategies that I personally use on a day-to-day basis. So I didn't just like Google 5 different ways to make money in real estate and then tell you that. I'm actually using these on a day-to-day basis. And the great thing about real estate is that a lot of these different ways of making money are complementary of each other. It amazes me how many real estate investors and real estate agents, after 5, 10, even 20 years in the business, they might only have like one income stream. They might just be a house flipper. They might just be a real estate agent. I think you should have 3, 4, even all 5 streams of income going for you. Okay, so the first way, most obvious way is being a real estate agent. Now, if you're new to real estate, you can start working as a part-time agent. There's so many agents around that are looking for part-time, like showing agents and weekend people and things like that. So that's a great way to break in the business. You can look on Craigslist. You can just make a list of 100 full-time real estate agents and email them saying you're looking to help out. I can guarantee you they're looking for somebody. You can also join a team. Joining a team as a real estate agent, if you're new to real estate, is a great way to gain experience and learn the business, because unless you have a huge social network and you just know everybody, which some people do. Some people, their first year in real estate, they don't need to be on a team or anything like that. They have a lot of connections. But for the majority of people, I think joining a team is the best way to go about it, because you'll learn from people, you'll gain experience, build up more contacts, and then you can just take it from the next level from there. The next way of making money is house flipping. And this was actually how I first got into the business. I would basically just generate leads and do marketing to find off-market real estate. Then I would sell them to investors that had the experience, but maybe they just didn't have the time or energy to actually do all the dirty work of finding the deals. So house flipping is a great way. You don't need experience, you don't need money. Just start by finding good leads. You can send direct mail to motivated sellers. You can put up banner signs. You can do online marketing. You can do networking. There's a million different ways you can find deals. And I have other videos going more into depth on how to find deals. But house flipping is great because it's not as steady as, like, let's say, being a real estate agent, but you can get it that way. You can learn how to do one deal a year, and then you can build it up to doing 1 deal a month, 2 deals a month. I know some investors that do like 20 or 30 deals per month. So once you get the hang of it, maybe do your first couple flips, you'll start to realize the potential. And the great thing about house flipping, everyone has like their own little ways of finding deals. So I was actually just talking to my hard money lender. Maybe you saw this video, and I was asking him, I was like picking his brain, like, hey, how do your investors find deals? Because with me, and I told him, I was like, I do a lot of direct mail. That's pretty much my go-to strategy. But every investor he works with has their own little unique way of finding deals. So for you, go with your strengths, follow something like a proven strategy, and then tweak it to your own abilities and your own interests and everything like that. And flips are great because obviously you can make a year's salary in 1 month, or sometimes even more than that. So it's nice to have a couple flips going on pretty much at all times. And if you're out there doing real estate full time, you will come across flip opportunities. You just will. It's inevitable. And you need to have a good deal analyzer, though, to know what a good deal is versus a bad deal. Because a lot of people, when they're getting started in real estate, they just think like, if you purchase a house at $200,000 and it needs $50,000 worth of work, and then you sell it at $300,000, they think that you just made a $50,000 profit. I'm not the best mathematician, but you did not just make a $50,000 profit. In fact, in some cases, you might even be losing money. So you need to have a good deal analyzer. And if you want a deal analyzer, go to my website. I'll put a link to my website below, and you can download the one that I use for free. And that's the one I use pretty much all the time. Okay, the next way to make money around real estate, and actually this is the way you can make money in any industry. And it amazes me how many people actually don't do this, because it's almost like, I don't want to say free money, that just has a bad sound to it. But everybody should be doing this. And that's creating information products around whatever business or niche you're in. So if I was a landscaper, right, I'd probably make products on how to be the best landscaper, like the top 10 things you need to know about landscaping, or different digital products that you can sell online at places like Amazon and different places like that, or just on your website. So for example, with me, I have plenty of digital products. So I sell a lot of stuff on Amazon. I have different, I don't want to call them books, they're more like guides, helpful guides about different parts of the real estate investing industry. So I can sell on a nationwide basis, international basis, like 24/7. So oftentimes I'll wake up and I'll have 10, 20, 30 sales. Just from information products I created, just from learning the business. I'm not the top house flipper, I'm not the top real estate agent, but I make a full-time income doing both of those. So if you have some type of niche, whether it's real estate or something else, you can create information products and sell them on your website in different places that people will purchase. And they just go side and side. It's just like creating content. So the same way I'm creating YouTube videos, I'm also creating information products, and you should be doing both, honestly. And the next thing, and this kind of is related to information products, but that's coaching. So especially in real estate, if you start doing deals, you'll have people all the time that will I get people DMing me, emailing me, calling me randomly. Somehow they got my number, texting me and asking to be coached in some capacity as a real estate investor. So whether you're a real estate agent or a real estate investor, you should offer some type of coaching. I know a lot of real estate investors, what they'll do, they'll find the local real estate investor who's up and coming and wants to eventually be a full-time investor. And they'll say, look, hey, if you get any deals, give them to me, send me the leads, and we'll split the deal 50-50, but I'll help you get it done. I'll give you some tips along the way. And it's a win-win because the new investor, they might not have to pay like $10,000 or $20,000 for a coaching program, and they still kind of get mentored by the local guy. And then the local investor, he gets deals that he gets a 50% cut on, just for basically getting the deal done. And while the other investor brings him the leads, he gets the deal done. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. You can also offer paid coaching, paid mentorships. I believe in paid mentorships. I've done plenty of paid mentorships. I think they're very valuable. You always learn something, but you can say, if you have a new agent, a new investor that wants to work with you or work under you, you can say, yeah, $500 a month. Or, you can create different coaching programs or different splits, whatever makes sense for your business or industry. And lastly is rental properties. And also that goes with Airbnb and things like that. So I'm actually setting up an Airbnb right now. You always want to invest in things that you understand, right? So for me, I'm not out here investing in Bitcoin or things like that just because I don't understand it. But with rental properties, like the one rental property I have, it's pretty straightforward. It's okay, I can get this much rent and here's the mortgage, here's the taxes. So theoretically I could make this much and maybe there's going to be some appreciation down the road. So it's pretty clear cut. You understand it. You understand values a lot more. So if you're in real estate, you should be buying rental properties. I know some investors that might purchase 1 or 2 or 3 rental properties every single year. And then eventually they might have 10 or 20 rental properties that are all paying each other down. And then they use the income from those rental properties to purchase more rental properties. And they just keep building it up. So there's a lot of potential with rental properties for sure. And with rental properties, like with anything, I always say start small, start local, and then eventually work your way up. If you want to buy apartment buildings, I was looking at some 5 and 10 unit apartment buildings that I'm looking to purchase. Probably a little bit away from that. But that's the next step up from rental properties. There's always another next level. So some people prefer single family houses. I actually prefer multifamily just because the scalability, it's much easier to scale once you get the hang of multifamily than it is to purchase 20 rentals all across town that have 20 different roofs, 20 different HVAC systems, everything like that. So keep that in mind. And lastly, and these are just some bonus tips to make money in real estate. There's a lot of people that are property managers. So you can just if you want to get into real estate, you can start managing someone's property. I used to be a property manager actually. It's a little tedious, but you learn a lot about the business. So that can be a great way. You're not going to make $1 million a year being a property manager, but it's a good starting point. And a couple other ways, you can be a private lender. So if you're familiar with hard money lending, that's basically companies that lend money to real estate investors, and they have a team of qualified people that vet every deal just to make sure there's enough equity in it and that the investor knows what they're doing. And the way they get their money is from private lenders. So if you have experience and you have a lot of funds just sitting around, instead of investing in Bitcoin or the new restaurant that your friend wants to do, the new bar, my buddy was asking me, he's like, should I invest in this bar? And I was just like, I don't know anything about the restaurant or bar industry, but I was just like, no, just don't do that. I don't know what the failure rate is, but it's not a high success rate. And something like real estate is a tangible asset, especially if you're going through someone like a hard money lender who vets every deal, who's been in business for a while, who knows what they're doing. And you can also be a private lender on just normal real estate investment deals. You can be in first position on a loan on a discounted property, and that, instead of the investor paying 15% and 3 points to a hard money lender, maybe you give them a rate of 10%, 12%, maybe just 1 point, and then your investment is secured by the property and the property is undervalued. So even if the investor completely messed everything up, you could still foreclose on the investor if you really had to. Probably wouldn't come down to that, and still make money and just sell the property. So private lending is another thing you should look into. And then lastly, and this is good for people if you have a lot of money, if you have a little bit of money, crowdfunding. There's a lot of real estate crowdfunding sites. I'm actually going to make a video about real estate crowdfunding. But that's a huge opportunity. It works pretty similar to hard money lending. So with crowdfunding, they'll have different real estate projects, and they'll vet all the developers and all the real estate investors to make sure that they know what they're doing, they're experienced, everything like that. And then they'll raise money from just people that want to get into real estate investing, but they might not want to manage different deals. They might not know how to find deals, things like that. So you can invest in these projects for as little as $500. I think that's the minimum for Fundrise and places like that. and really become essentially a real estate investor on a really small scale basis. So it's a pretty cool thing to look into. Okay, so thanks for watching this video on 5 different ways to make money in real estate. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a real estate agent, if you're a real estate investor, if you're just interested in real estate, you should always keep most of these options open. And even if you're not in real estate, you should always, in my opinion, you should be buying rental properties. You should be creating information products. You can be mentoring other people. And then also doing your main business. So there's a lot of different income streams and income possibilities that can just turn an ordinary average business into a supercharged 5 different income stream type of business. So keep those in mind, keep an open mind. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe, please like, please share it, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.